At first, the only reason I even heard about Youjo Senki is because I wanted to watch Isekai Quartet and understand the references. This same exact thing happened with Overlord. And going into Youjo Senki, I was just expecting an all-out war with a Loli girl, so I put it off watching the first episode for ages. But as soon as I did watch it, I was instantly hooked. I mean, I was pretty right in my assumption, but there is so much more this anime has going for it. Youjo Senki is a good example of how Isekai can be great, and not just, oh no, I'm in another world with my phone. What do I do? Harem time. I'm just going to start off by saying that I'm not calling it Saga of Tanya the Evil, because that's a long ass name, so I'm just going to say Youjo Senki. Youjo Senki throws us right into the action in the first episode, and introduces us to this world of constant war where you can use magic to fly, defend, and shoot mega uber super powerful bullets. Everyone at first seems to be afraid of the main character Tanya, who's a psycho loli, and one of the most powerful soldiers. After the first episode, I kept wondering how the hell is this an isekai? Is Tanya going to die and then go to another world or something? The second episode shows us that Tanya was actually a middle-aged salaryman who was shoved in front of a train by someone he fired. And Being X, who is basically God, isekais him to another world full of war. Being X makes Tanya pray to him to get insanely powerful magic. So yeah, we follow Tanya through the ups and downs of a world with constant war as she climbs through the ranks and becomes one of our highest ranking soldiers. I'm not really sure if you meant to like Tanya or be afraid of her, but I think they are a really good main character. Because she isn't just a regular old isekai protagonist who wants to keep everyone safe, but rather she sees people more as objects to get what she wants. Even going so far as to purposefully send 2 people to their deaths in one episode. But she starts to actually care for them a bit later in the series. I really like these characters, especially the way that every soldier in Tanya's battalion isn't just background soldier number 2, but instead you're like, yo, that's Victoria Ivanovna Serebrikova. I definitely remembered that name. But seriously though, they make all the characters like actual people, and I can remember most of them. The whole thing going on with Being X is a bit weird, and we never actually see him in the anime, but in the manga he is shown straight off the bat as well as pre-isekai Tanya. The anime looks quite different from the manga, like the character designs. Some of the characters in the manga look completely different, and Nut Studio, yes, Nut Studio, haha, funny word, changes them for the better, in my opinion. The gore in Youjo Senki is really well done, and the use of a lot of dark colours to give the anime a more serious and dark tone, as war should be portrayed. The use of camera angles is a nice touch as well. There's some scenes that it just goes into first person shooter kind of thing, and you don't really see that stuff often in anime. But by far one of the best things about this art is the flames and explosions. Because they all look really good and they aren't lazily put in with something like CGI. And to give the anime more realistic characters, you can really see the pure rage and crazed looks in these people's facial expressions. It's one of the first anime where the ED sounds more like an opening than the opening does. And they actually had Tanya singing the ending in Tanya voice as well. And it's an absolute banger. Even though I still can't finish the beat map on it. And the opening is made by Myth and Royd. Yeah, crazy. Myth and Royd making another Isekai's opening. But that's a good thing, because we all know that Paradise's Paradoxum is the best ReZero opening. And as soon as you hear this banger playing, you know stuff's about to go down. The sound of movement is realistic, like you can feel the weight behind footsteps, and also the way Nut Studio made the explosion sound kind of muffled in a way, to express just how loud they would have made it. Tanya's VA did a really good job sounding crazed and psychotic, when most of her other roles consist of characters like Yuzuru, who is nothing like Tanya. Youjo Senki is one of my favourite isekai, and if Nut Studio were to ever make a season 2, I'd be straight on that. On my list of favourite isekais, I would put it on par with Overlord. Actually, no, maybe a bit above Overlord. If you've already watched this anime, you really need to watch the movie, because the movie is absolutely insane and has one of the best fights of the series. And if you watch this, now you're one step closer to understanding all of Isekai Quartet, which is a pretty fun anime. Speaking of Isekai, Devil's a Part-Timer Season 2, baby. Yeah. If you enjoyed my video, like it, please, and a subscription would be appreciated. Very appreciated. Because I've been stuck on 6 for like 2 months. Okay. See you next week.